All right.
Have a good time.
Have a good night. Yeah.
I don't really know him, but
What?
feels like I have.
Oh. Are you? I am America.
本当に
Yeah.
嘘つけ
Okay. I don't know what to say.
I from?
I'm from America.
嘘でしょ
No,
アメリカン
no,
じ
I'm
ゃなくてどこ
Oh, America. I mean,
No アメリカンじゃなくてどこアメリカンじゃなくてどこ
oh, he's not believing me.
アメリカンどこじゃなくてどこ
Yeah, California. Yeah, say
カ
that.
リフォルニ
Yeah.
ア嘘つけどこ
Oh, damn. He thinks I'm a liar.
え
Yeah, he thinks I'm a liar.
どこのアメリカ
Yeah, Hawaii.
Where from?
Hawaii.
ハワイ
Yes.
絶対嘘でしょ
Well, I don't know what. Okay, let's go.
え
Okay, let's go.
ハワイじゃねえだろ
What is he so mad for?
Why do you want to believe me?
I don't know. I said the truth and then I said something else. And then. Okay. I keep reading all these German names, the more you guys are gonna fucking judge me. Look, in my defense, I'm intoxicated right now. Right? And we all should. Merry Christmas, Santa Claus. Nice meeting you, Santa Claus. Choking was her favorite. Wait. How many innuendos can I make that will slip past Mia? Just too pure. Well, I think you put the whole thing in your mouth.
I don't smell, right? Now you're acting. Why you act? Your acting is so horrible. Like, listen,
Sure.
Like, actually.
What is that smell? I don't even know what it is.
What do you mean? There's no smell.
And I don't want to be creepy, you know? Like,
Yeah, there's no smell.
no, it smells like something. I just don't know how to explain it.
It's coming from your
My lip? Copium. Oh yeah, Kim Jong-un. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요.
Would you like to come to North Korea?
Yes, of course.
Okay, good. Pack your bags tonight.
Yes,
Okay.
we will go to the
One-way ticket.
Yes, one-way ticket. I know. I'm not leaving North Korea.
That's right.
Oh no. Oh, okay.
You understand. Don't worry.
Oh, thank you. Your hair looks great.
Of course, I'm Supreme Leader.
Yeah, you're Supreme Leader. For the Supreme Leader.
Exactly.
Yes. Michael! Get it! Find it! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! Let's fucking go! Oh! Yes! Yes! What do you want? Do you want to step on me? Like.
No, you call me
Thank you, mommy. Don't tell my mom.
Go on, take a sip right now.
Thank God I had burritos last night.
Fucking damn. Holy fucking subtitles. Oh my god, the localization is top notch. Oh my god. Holy shit! Dude, the localizers did such a good fucking job. Oh my god. I can completely understand. Birds are really loud. Hello guys. Hello everyone. So announcement stream, but I'm gonna give it a second. I'm gonna let people trickle in before I lay it down to you guys. But first, before I start, then hey Tamio, welcome. Bring your ass, what's going on? Shadi, what's going on? I am not in Hokkaido, no. And Chinchin, what's going on? And Elliot, what's going on? Hello guys. But yeah, like I said, I'll just give it a few more minutes and then I'll start. But for now, let's just chill because I'm gonna wait for people to trickle in, give them some time. How's everybody today? Hi, pretty boy. How are you? Hey, Gaylord. There's a lot of people around me. Not gonna lie, a little self-conscious, but hey, it's how it is, isn't it? Very underrated, by the way. Also, this is new. Mega 700 Blue. Who's it made by? Suntory? Change with Cheerio. Cheerio. Also, no sound alerts or anything, because yeah, I do want to keep it clean. It tastes nothing like Powerade. It's carbonated. Because I'm gonna have this be saved onto as an archive because it's pretty important. Engine coolant, kinda, huh? It's literally just like, it's literally just blue raspberry soda. That's literally the only way I can describe it. What's going on? You're now on TV. Yeah, just a few more minutes, guys. Also really thirsty, so I do want to hydrate before I start talking. Let's say give it, I don't know, like 5 more minutes. Hi, Tamil. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. And also, as I mentioned on Discord, this will only be like a 1 hour, 2 hour stream, so yeah. Do whatever you need to. Thank you, thank you. I know it's a little, what do you call it? Somber right now. I feel it a little bit, sure, but it's not entirely like bad things are going on or anything. Not at all. It is big, that's why. So it's just like, how do I say this? You know, it is big, and but I wouldn't say it's bad news or anything. It's nothing bad. But yeah, I'll explain more about it in just a bit. But I do love me some water. It's pretty warm today, actually. The suspense, I know. I'll get there. But okay, maybe not 5 minutes. Let's just give it a couple more minutes because I see a lot of you guys. I'm kind of edging myself too, but I mean, what? There I go, being clean about it. Somehow Palpatine returned. You know, I read that as, because you misspelled it. This is somehow Palestine returned. This is like how I read it. It's like, well, I sure hope so. I mean, it is already 12:10, so maybe I should just go and spit it out, guys. But yeah, all right. Okay. So, all right. Ready, mark, and action. Hello, guys. Hello, Twitch. Hello, even Kick. I'm not on Kick though. Hello, YouTube. Hello, Instagram. Hello, everyone. Hello, my private friends. Hello, my family. Hello, my core community. Hello, Discord. And everyone in between. Happy Pride Month. I'm not gay. That's not the big announcement. No, I'm not. No, I'm also, I'll just also leave it, I'll say this first so that you guys are not, leaving the suspense. I'm not quitting. I'm not quitting Twitch. I am not partner, as you guys can see. No check mark, so I'm not partner yet. I'm not partner. I'm not quitting. Okay, and I'm not leaving Chiba. That would also be a big announcement. Yeah, I'm not leaving Chiba. I'm not starting a new business. I'm not unemployed. I didn't quit my job again or whatever, and I'm not moving back to California or anything. I'm not leaving Chiba. I'm not leaving Japan. So we'll keep that, Oh, I'm still single. I didn't get a girlfriend or anything. All right. So yeah. So those big things out of the way, right? Yeah. Oh, that's good. None of that. What else could also be a potential thing? I don't know, but but I think those are like the big ones that you guys might be wondering. I'm not pregnant. I didn't get anyone pregnant. But yeah, I'm not engaged. No, none of that. So what could it be, guys? Okay, cool. See ya. No. Also, yeah, as I explain everything, I'm gonna not like take any questions or anything. I mean, not while I'm talking or explaining. I'm gonna see your questions, but if I ignore them, please don't take it personally. I'll get to it later. Okay, I do want to have the full explanation first, and then I'll get to you guys. Okay, I'm not donut-walling you guys. I'm not trying to be rude. I'm not doing any of that. If I get rated or anything as well, if I'm ignoring you guys, I'm not trying to be rude or anything as well. This is, yeah, I just want to get everything out of the way first. So, how do I start? This is going to take a while to build up, but as you guys may know, I started streaming 5 or so. Well, the first stream I ever did was like 13 years ago, 2013. That was the first time I ever streamed. It was on XSplit. If you guys even know that program, it was like OBS was already around and all that, but I don't even think Streamlabs was around. Anyways, that's besides the point. It was on XSplit, and then I was streaming League of Legends. That footage is still on my archives, by the way. Still on my channel. You can still see me be really cringe, and I recognize how cringe I am now, as well as 13 years ago. But I feel like it's a good, reminder of like where, how far we've gone. And my roots and my origins, and it's just good to overcome kind of the cringe, you know what I mean? Because us streamers, we make ourselves cringe all the time, right? And so I first have ever streamed 13 years ago. I started streaming regularly 5 years ago, and I've been trying to do regular streams ever since. And I started off with Destiny 2. Right, because that Destiny 2 was my big kind of like gateway, back into streaming. I didn't want to do League of Legends again, thank God. And we'll talk about Destiny 2 later. But then again, I started streaming Destiny 2, and I was streaming Destiny 2 for like 2 years straight. And that was like a lot of hours put into streaming, a lot. There were times when I was streaming like 6 weeks in a row. And when I say in a row, I mean there was not a single day where I did not stream. Not a single day. So yes, I did put my hours into it. If you guys see how I stream now, I've done this whole everyday thing before, and after those 6 weeks, I thought to myself, "Oh my God, like this might be a little this might be an addiction, oh God." And then even at that time, I was streaming it was like average 2 viewers, 2-3 viewers, 2-3 viewers. I was happy to have 5. I was happy to, oh my God, have like 8. It was a different time, for sure, But eventually, after 2 years, it kind of really hit me that, what am I doing? Like, what am I doing? Like, I'm not even like attempting or like trying to like find some kind of like crazy innovative way to like grow. It's like, am I gonna be satisfied like this for like the next 3 years, the next 5 years, 10 years of streaming? Am I still gonna be okay with just having 5 viewers? You know? It's like, what am I doing? And of course, one of the limiting factors is I'm a foreign guy, you know, playing Destiny 2 of all games in Japan, like Japan time zone. There are a lot of Destiny streamers out there, right? And sure, there are a lot of big ones and whatnot, but they have time zone advantage, and also they're good at the game. So, right? So there's just not a lot to offer for me, and I'm just in the wrong place. You know what I mean? And I have a full-time job, so it's not like I can play in the like the early like morning or whatever, and just play for the rest of the day. But so I thought to myself, so what do I do now? Right? Is like Destiny 2 is obviously kind of like restricting my possibilities. And then one Halloween, I was, you know, I was alone. I was on Halloween. I was all dressed up, and I was in Shibuya. This was before the crackdown on. This was 3 years ago, more than 3 years ago. But I was looking through Twitch, right? Because I knew of these guys called like IRL streamers, and I was looking through my follower list, and I was like seeing, oh, like I wonder if there's anybody I know that's around here. Right, and lo and behold, I knew a few people that were out doing IRL streaming at that Halloween, right, in Shibuya. This is before the whole thing, right? And I decided to go and check them out because I knew exactly where they were. I know Shibuya, you know, backhand, front hand, all whatever. So I knew exactly where they're at. So I was like, hey, maybe I should go ahead and say hi. So I go, and then you know, and then. You know, that archives is still out there, by the way. I'm not gonna name drop who they are, but like that archive's still out there, so you guys can see me like in their stream and everything. And it was really, really chill, not awkward at all, nothing. And we were just at it until the morning. You know, we were just having a lot of fun. And then I realized, oh my god, this is so much fun, this IRL thing. You know, this is insanely fun. And the fact that I can like grow, and I try to just show people around and just interact with people and all that, you know, like Japan and my life and all that. That seems like this is the way. This is the way, right? This is the way. Like this is what I got to be doing. So that's what I started doing. It's like after that moment, like I started learning about IRL, and I started setting up my setup. You know, the BRB screen, the SIM cards, the gear. I bought a new phone. I bought like 5 different like you know, batteries. I bought this thing recently, you know, and like I've gone through like 4 selfie sticks and tripods and stuff. You know, lots of things. I set everything up. And I started doing it, and of course, you guys know the thing that I'm most known for is my IRL at this point. And we have gone so many moments and memories and whatnot. But I'll explain why after I say this. But also, I'm going to be explaining things in from now on. I'm going to be explaining things in English and Japanese because I have a lot of friends. You know, streamer friends that are Japanese, and although they speak English, sure, but not all of them do, right? So I will be explaining things in English and Japanese, but and I'll explain everything. I'll explain everything in just a bit, but I gotta spill it right now. That being said, guys, I'm gonna officially retire from IRL. IRL カテゴリーから引退いたします。お世話になりました。I'll explain all the different reasons why. で今からいろいろなんかそういうそう決まった点とかをちょっと説明します。I will say, first thing I do want to say is like this has nothing to do with a singular person or anything, or a singular case or anything as well. In fact, I've been talking about this for years. I've been wanting to. I'm not quitting streaming. Just once again, I'll say that right now. I'm not quitting streaming. 配信をやめないんです。配信自体はやめませんが、ちょっと IRL というカテゴリーから引退します。で、そう決まった点ってなんか本当にいろいろあって、本当になんか一件からのなんか事件とか事故とかなんかそういうドラマみたいななんか感じとかではありません。本当にたくさん理由あります。It's a hard category to understand. Okay, yeah, I'll explain everything. So, let me just get it out of the way so we can. Okay, there's a Q&A after this, after the explanation and everything. Okay, guys. So, あとでちょっと質問受け取りますので、ちょっと少々お待ちください。And yeah, but before we get to the questions and answers and everything, let me go ahead and just spell out everything, the entire decision making all the way up until this point. Okay, and now I'm gonna change my title, so now I have so that people can get the opportunity to come in and hear me out. And of course, like I said, I want to keep this clean, so we will keep this VOD, and we'll have it up on YouTube and everything as well. So just give me a second. Okay, so there are 5 really big points to this decision. 5 really big points, and there's a lot of sub points in these big points. Like, as I do have autism, and this is how I love to organize things. I know, like, if I was normal, I would just say it and I would just like move on. But then no, like I want to explain all this just to like give you guys like the kind of genuine like reasoning. I don't want to like have people think that this is half-assed or I'm just like giving up, although I am like pretty much giving up. But then there are a lot of very serious reasonings to this, and it does not boil down to this one thing that happened or whatever, which like as you guys know, the internet, that can happen. で、こう決まった理由はなんか5つありまして、で5点ありまして、でその5つごとなんかそれぞれごとになんというかなんかそういう大きな理由とか大きな説明とかもありますので、ちょっと時間をいただきたいと思います。So I'm gonna start with like probably I don't want to say the least important, but the least impactful reason, and then the number one most impactful reason. Right? So I'm gonna start from number 5. Right? So number 1 being the most impactful reason why that I'm quitting IRL. Number 5 being the least, but they're all really 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 big reasons. Just so you guys know. How do I say this in Japanese? でその5点ってこの5点の理由は一番なんというかなんか大きな理由、大きいって言わないけどなんというか結構大事までは言わないけど、でも結構影響となった結構なんか選択に影響となった点をちょっと一番弱いから強いまで並んでちょっと説明します。Alright, so number 5 is so this is like the least impactful reason, but still it's still really, really, really big to me. So I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer. There is no that is something that has never changed ever since I was 3 years old. I'm a gamer, and ever since I started doing this IRL thing, and you know, our core community is made, you know, very strongly because of the IRL streams. But then IRL viewers and the IRL community are more so than not gamers. And I'm not saying it's your guys' fault or not anybody's fault, but it's just that, like, I'm not tapping into this part of my life as much because I'm focusing so much on IRL, right? Like, I had this idea that maybe we can just talk about games, you know, like while we're doing IRL and all that stuff. But then, like, many of you guys are not really that big of gamers, right? Some of you guys are, of course, but like, can I talk to like my IRL streaming friends that much about games? No. You know, so that I can't fit that content into my IRL content. It's just I've tried, and I can't. You know, and the best and only way that you can do it is just by having a gaming stream. You know what I mean? And you guys know I'm in the gaming industry, right? Like my job, I work in the gaming industry. I'm a localizer, so that kind of shows the extent of my passion for video games. I'm a gamer, and I have a very strong history with games. I started streaming because of video games, because of Destiny 2, and I was gonna touch into Destiny 2 right now. Like if you guys don't know, Destiny 2 is no longer gonna get any more updates, or actually like any major updates and DLCs after June 9th. And they just announced that recently, and that pretty much has killed Destiny 2, and that is the end of Destiny as a franchise, at least as far as we know it. And that really hurt me because, like, I am actually very, 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 very damaged by that. More so than I thought, because it's a very huge bit of grief. There's Vietnamese people here. Sorry, I got distracted. But that really hit me. You know, so like after that hit me, that kind of like made me reflect on like what's, you know, I think, God damn it. So, yeah, Destiny 2, and I have such a big backlog of video games that I've been meaning to play and also like meaning to finish, right? We never finished Fallout London. We never finished Baldur's Gate 3. We never finished, well, we finished Breath of the Wild. We never finished Tears of the Kingdom. We never finished, in a way, Power World, even though if there is a way to finish Power World, but we never finished Power World. You know, there is an insane amount of video games, and like it is on me for like being distracted from like other things that made me like not go back to the video game. And also, of course, we have right now we're playing Claire, right? We're playing Claire 33, and like a part of me, because we're taking forever finishing that game, right? And a lot of it is because I have a lot of focus on IRL content. Right? And you guys can see it from yourselves, you know, as viewers. You guys can see it. It's like I've you know, somebody was asking, dude, you're still playing this game? It's like it's taking forever. And that has to do with like I am really like stretching myself a little bit way too thin. And I've been feeling that for a long time. And yeah. So I'm gonna explain it in Japanese now. 今から日本語で説明すると というと、まあ、5点目は一番なんというかインパクトとなった理由はやめるという理由は、まあ、配信をやめるんじゃなくて IRL ね。俺自体はゲーマーです。それはもう3歳から全然変わらないものなので、最近気づいたという、まあ結構前から気づいているのは、なんかゲーム全然終わらせないゲームとかは複数もあって、で今からもうなんかやらなきゃいけないというか、なんかやる予定なゲームがすごい重なってきてるから、で今やっているクレア33クレア33をやってる中なんですけれども、なんか結構遅くてなんか進行でまあなぜかというと、でだって IRL を主になんか集中しているから、なんかもしなんかこのままでIRL になんか集中すれば絶対クレアに戻ることを忘れちゃう可能性も全然ありますので、なんかそういう時点としてはね、なんか広げすぎ、自分のことをなんかコンテンツを広げすぎてるかなと思って、でも過去になんか IRL のみにしてゲームを全然配信せずに IRL のみを配信しようと過去になんかやってみたんですが、試したんですけど全然無理だった。全然ゲームだからなんか新発売のなんかマラソンとか、なんかデスティニー2のなんか大型 DLC とか、あとクレアとかエルデンリングとか、なんかそれが発売するときはなんかそれなんか発売の日になんかやってしまう時間はないです。IRL やっちゃいます。IRL する予定ありますとかはなんか毎回あるから、なんか全然 IRL を捨ててても全然自分の性格とかは全然変わらないかなと思いますよね。捨てるのはちょっとあれだけど。So yeah, that's reason number 5. I mean, that's a really big one, of course, as well, because gaming is huge to me. Reason number 4 is my private life has a lot going on, as everybody else's private life is, right? So because of my private life, like it's like I'm wording it as like it's amping up. My private life has an amping up, and like I said, I don't have a girlfriend or anything. Like I'm being very honest here, right? Or do I? But no, things are happening. I don't want to. This is probably going to be the one that I explain the least because, like, yeah, it's my private life. But there's stuff happening, and then of course, like I had like a change of jobs. Like I've had streamers yell at me to like stream. But it's just like I'm trying to find a job, you know. It's just like, you know, this might like not come across to many streamers, but I'm a foreigner on a working visa in Japan, and the current environment right now is not necessarily the best, which is actually 0.3, but hold on. But so like I have to, if I want to stay in this country, and I'm also thinking about that, but if I want to stay in this country, okay, I have to get a job, and I can't just focus, like I can't just like lightly, I want to say lightly, but I can't just do the things that other people can do, right? I have to prioritize my job, and I have to prioritize having a job first before I do anything with the stream. Like I absolutely cannot. Anyway, but this streamer and that streamer can do it. It's like, yeah, but they have a different visa, or they don't need a visa, period. Okay, and like I get really sick of having to like explain this every single time. Not gonna lie, I don't want to be negative about this, but I'm like it has been very tiring. It's just like people. I just have like a very unfortunate experience of people just really not understanding that what I have to do and what I need to do and what I need to focus on is not the same as other streamers. Okay, why don't you do this? Why don't you do this? Why don't you stream this time? Why don't you stream that time? It's just like, no, stop. You know, I was getting pretty sick of that. Not gonna lie. But anyways, like that somewhat does have to do with IRL, but you know, stuff like tomorrow I'm not gonna really stream because I'm hanging out with friends. For example, like I actually have friends now. I know it's weird, but I actually have friends now that I'm like hanging out with in my private life. I know, weird. But I've been noticing that change has been happening recently as well. Like I was hanging out with my friend like last week. Like I ended my stream early, right? I ended my IRL stream early so that I can hang out with my friend, right? I need more time for my private life is what that's what I'm trying to say, because this IRL is eating up a lot of like I'm struggling to find like that kind of balance between my IRL streaming life and my IRL life. You know, like whenever like a friend would introduce to me like a restaurant, hey, like why don't we go to this restaurant? It's like I always think to myself, I wonder if I can do an IRL stream here. And then like whenever like that happens, I'm like, oh my god, what's happening to me? You know. So like I want to like, unfortunately, like in a way though, IRL has introduced me to so many different things. IRL streaming has introduced me to so many different things that I would not have done if I did not become an IRL streamer. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have gone to Oktoberfest as much as I did. I wouldn't have gone to this and that, you know, like I don't have a list in my head or anything, but like, you know, but I think we already tapped out of that, and I have a decent amount of friends in my private life now that I don't really need IRL for me to I don't need the IRL category and streaming to get me to go to places anymore. I can literally just do things off stream now with friends and stuff. And I want to do more of that. I want to plan more things with friends and meet new people and all that stuff. Because IRL has become a very lonely place, not gonna lie. You know, many IRL streamers feel the exact same way, and of course this has nothing to against like my IRL streamer friends or anything as well, but this is gonna connect on to point number 3, and it's probably the biggest point by explanation. But I have to interrupt myself because now I have to explain it in Japanese, the last point. ちょっとそう短い説明をするといえば、ちょっとプライベートのなんか生活とかにはなんか影響が受けてるからこそなんかIRLちょっとやめたいかなと思います。なぜかというとなんかお店とかなんか紹介なんか友達に紹介されたりなんかこの店で配信できるかなってなんか無意識でなんか考えちゃうんだよね。で毎回そうなったらなんかやばいもうなんかそういう配信というものがなんか俺のなんか日常にはなんか入っているとかはなんか今まではそこまでは問題ではなかったけど。でもなんかもう配信外でなんか友達とかも作れたりとかしてるからなんか別にIRL配信とかを経由でその店とかイベントとかは行かなくても大丈夫です。行かなくても良くなってきましたからこそもうまあ今までの経験とか記憶とか思い出とかものすごくなんか大事にしてるけどもう用済みって言い方用済みって言い方はあれだけどでもなんというかでそういう IRL はなんか配信の経由でなんか作れた友達なんか友達同士配信者同士の友達には全然悪い悪意とかを感じていません。そういうことじゃなくてただそれでもなんか結構他の IRL 配信者もなんか同感はしているかなと思いますがちょっと寂しいです。 なんか外に出ているのになんか自分の配信にはなんか集中しなきゃいけないという事実はすごいなんか寂しいという感じますことを感じます。でなんかコラボするときもなんかあんまりなんかコラボの相手とかにはなんかあんまり集中できないじゃん。なんか外に出てもなんか一緒に遊んだりとかなんか過ごしたりとかもしててもなんかこんなに寂しいってなんか特別に思いますよね。なんか IRL 配信ってでどんどん IRL 配信者もなんか少なくなって減っているしいなくなっているしなんかちょっと寂しく感じますのでちょっとあれもそれも理由となります。 Alright, now this number 3, thank you Komi by the way, but I just want to get these points across first. Number 3 is the biggest reason. It's not the most impactful, but it is the biggest in terms of girth and in terms of like volume. Like it's gonna take the longest to explain. It has several points in it, but let me drink this. Break time. Ah, that's what I forgot. This is point number 2, by the way. Just wait. Okay. Okay. So, point number 3 is, and it was mentioned in chat earlier. This is too difficult. Streaming IRL as a foreign male streamer in Japan is perhaps one of the most difficult thing I've ever done in my life. One of them, I guess. I don't know. Okay. And you guys can see it with like other like I'm sorry that I have to keep like mentioning other streamers, but like it's really like it's really easy to explain when there are reference points. You know what I mean? But if you guys haven't noticed, there are less and less foreign IRL streamers in Japan, and there are less and less foreign male foreign IRL streamers in Japan. In fact, I can barely think of a few other guys. All right, I don't want to name drop anybody, but y'all know who they are, right? But they're also doing like a completely different thing, right? Whether it's looking for retro games, whether it's biking, whether it's whatever, they're doing something completely different. Okay. They also have different setups, whatever. I don't want to get too far into it, but it is just insanely difficult. And there are a few points that are building up to this. What's going on, Fabled? That are like that make up like the difficulty of this category. There's so many reasons. One is yes, the politics that's been happening in Japan lately, right? And I know people hate. It's really hard to not mention politics when it has such a big impact on what I'm doing on an everyday basis. You know what I mean? See, it's great if you're Japanese, you don't have to worry about it. Sure, you have to worry about these other things, but you don't have to worry about being a foreigner, right? I don't want to get into like the details, but because we talk about this all the time. If you guys have heard about it on the internet plenty of times, but the politics is a huge part. Like I said, if I was a Japanese streamer, I really do not think I would have to worry about being a foreigner, and the implication is like, and then it's another thing that have gotten kind of like exhausted from when a Japanese IRL streamer would kind of, I want to say defensive, but kind of really doubt when when I express my struggles, right? And then they're like, what? No, of course. Like, what? You? No, that's not true. And it's just like, I've legit had a Japanese streamer tell me that there isn't racism in Japan. I've never seen racism in Japan before. So that means that there's no racism in Japan. It's like you never have to deal with racism for up until this point and for the rest of your life. As long as you stay in Japan, you're not gonna have to run it. Like, it's not gonna happen. So of course you're never gonna see it. You know, so yeah, so the politics is a huge thing. Another thing that makes IRL streaming on Twitch, big point there. Another reason why it's becoming difficult to stream IRL on Twitch in Japan is because of other platforms that has kind of, I will admit, successfully kind of taken over this kind of demographic. I mean, I'll just straight up and say that, but like, I'll be honest. I think Kick wins in this part of this battle. I don't know if they win the war, but they won this battle. And of course, IRL streaming is big on Twitch elsewhere, whether it be Taiwan, Africa, Europe, America, Singapore, Hong Kong. I don't know about Hong Kong, but like, Vietnam, Thailand, right? Twitch in Japan. Especially for guys. I think there's a reason why so many there's a reason why so many streamers have moved on to Kick. There's a reason why so many streamers that fit that category, that fit my category. Like, when I say my category, I don't mean like my content. I don't want to do Kick content, okay? But there are reasons why so many foreign male IRL streamers have moved on to Kick. I have lost essentially my potential viewership. And here's the thing, from the get-go, the people who moved on to Kick were not gonna like me anyways. And honestly, I will be very proud of that to this very day. Up until this very day, and from now on, I'm gonna be very proud of that. So if you're here to hate watch me, thank you. But yeah, the people, and we've got one guide by those guys all the time, and they still to this very day talk shit about my name and other people's streams, on Kick and whatnot. To this very day, every time my face shows up, it always happens every single. I mean, even when my face doesn't show up, I was not tuning into their Kick stream, but I would tune into their Twitch stream and I would see their Kick chat on the overlay. Right, this is like my friends, right? This is like one of my friends. I would watch them and I would just see them just dogging me. I was nothing. I wasn't even showing up in chat. My face never showed up. My name just happened to happened to just come up from my friend talking about me, because they were like, oh yeah, we were doing this thing with Narzake, blah blah blah, at this time and whatnot, and they were just dogging on me, right? First of all, if you guys love me so much, why don't you just say so? But then that's why, like I said, I'm very proud to not be associated with that type of content. And I get told so much by even other Twitch streamers and of course Kick streamers to do this content, which is typically like hit on Japanese girls, hit on those girls, hit on those Johns, hit on those girls, hit on those girls, hit on those girls, go with a Japanese girl. Like, of course, we were kind of riding on that kind of like idea for a little bit, just so we can do this partner push, right? You know, but like respectfully. I want to do it respectfully, but then people have gone too far and people have gotten uncomfortable from it, you know. But it's like, yeah, like we gotta get Japanese girls on the stream, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, you know, and here's the thing, that's what people want to watch. Either you want to watch a Japanese girl, period, or you want to watch a guy hit on a Japanese girl. That's all what people are going to want to watch when you're doing IRL. And sure, there are a few exceptions, yes. I'm not going to get into it. But that makes up both Twitch and Kick. So that has, and the fact that I've been wanting to make the changes myself, and clearly I do not have that power. I can't grow and make change at the same time. I tried, especially with a full-time job. I've been trying. I can't, especially without support. And another point that makes things difficult. So I gone over the politics as well as the Kick situation and all that. I mean, this is very connected, but you know, because of that expectations is like the whole conversation around like collaboration streams and whatnot. You know, like it's so difficult to set up like IRL content, not only by yourself but especially with like collab, because when you're doing collaboration streams, you're gonna be making a lot of noise in a way, right? And we all know in Japan they fucking hate that or whatever, right? So of course, us IRL streamers, you know, we do call, like, you know, when we're setting something up, we do call them and we go, hey, or we do call them, or we send an email, or we send like a form or whatever. It's like, hey, we're gonna do a stream, and like 90% of the time they're gonna say no, but we're gonna do a stream. Is it okay if we have like a closed off kind of area where we can stream, blah 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 blah? And like, you know, it's like sure, no, right? And that's why like it has become very difficult for me to like set up like collaboration streams, and I've been meaning to do that for a long time, and it hasn't really like stuck. Especially like I said, I have a full-time job, and yeah, and it's just like the overall environment is just so, you know, back then it was a lot easier. Back then is a lot easier. Right now, no. You know, and it is connected to like the societal kind of like you know, look of us as streamers, especially as a foreign streamer, right? You know, Johnny Smalley and like all that stuff happening, you know, it's just immediately in people's hearts when they see a foreigner talking to a phone and having the camera on and walking around like this, immediately they are feeling a big girth of remorse, or like a big girth of like, oh my god, this guy is horrible. And they don't, context never matters here. It never has, and it never will. And I can't work in that environment anymore. It is different if you're Japanese. I'm sorry. Like I don't want to be that guy, but like it's just way too. Yeah, it's just way too apparent. Like it happens right in front of my eyes. You know what I mean? It is different when you're Japanese. And I'm kind of sick of like, oh well, situation, you know, case by case seminar. It's like, no, it is different when you're Japanese. And I'm very sick of not having people not acknowledge that. I really am. Okay. This is a really long one to explain in Japanese now. All right. 日本語で、説明させていただきます。第3点は難しいです。で、説明するには難しいんじゃなくて、難しさは理由です。で、もちろん、でも難しいのって分かるけど、諦めないでというなんかことじゃなくて、 なんか最近から結構、まあ最近だけじゃなくて結構前からいろいろ変わってきてるんだけど、前の方はすごくなんかコラボの企画とか、店のなんか誘い許可とかなんか受け取るにはすごく簡単だったんですけど、もちろん外国人男性としていろいろ企画するには非常に難しいです。なんかソロの配信とかでもコラボとか企画するにもで、最近から断られたりとか、あと結構なんか後ろから聞いてる声とかすっごく増えてるし、なんかYouTuber とかで本当にこれを認めるべきだと個人的に思いますけど、全然日本人配信者と外国人配信者の経験は全く違います。もうケースバイケースとかの話をもうなんか置いといて結構疲れて、結構今までの経験って分かるのは本当に違います。Some Japanese people think I'm a foreigner, but you're still Japanese in the end でしょだって海外のリスナーさんってさ、日本の IRL を見たいときは誰を見るんでしょうかってなりますよね。日本人の配信者か、英語を話せる日本人でしょうか、それとも日本語を話せる外国人でしょうかで、結局差があります。で、認めるべきだと思います。だから文句とかは言いたくはないけど、それはまあ今の現実だからしょうがないですからやめます。本当に自分の手でいろいろ変えたりとか、自分のなんか do your own thing とか自分で何とかしろとか、自分で頑張って自分のコンテンツをなんか思いついて、なんか自分なりにとか、日本語わからないけど、just be yourself でいれば大丈夫でしょみたいな感じで頑張ってきたんだけど、もう無理です3年間頑張ってます。だからこの先の3年間も変わっていくでしょうかって聞いたら、分かんないでしょって聞かれるかもしれないけど、もういいです。もういいです誰が変えてくるでしょうか。俺かサポートしてもらえますか。どうやっていくか。で、あとまあ政治的な話とかもあったけどさ、最近からだからこれってなんか日本人だったらなんか本当に気にしなくてもいいことなんですけれども、でも最近からなんか移民とかに関するなんか話題が結構多いんじゃないですか。でそれも俺のコンテンツと俺の個人的ななんか将来とかも全然関わっているし、さすがになので配信よりも仕事だから、今就労ビザだからパートナープッシュとかも前回辞めた理由はまあ無職だったから、もし無職という問題はお金だけじゃなくてビザがなくなるとか可能性もあったんじゃないですか。あるんじゃないですか。だから俺が持たなきゃいけないなんかハードルとかは 日本人と同じではないですって言いたいと思います。これは文句ということじゃないですけど、で僕自分自身でなんとなく頑張っているんですけど、でもちょっと日本人配信者のようになんとか配信すれば、こうすればそうすればなんとかなるとかの思い込みをしないでほしい。結構多いです。こうすればいいじゃんとか、あれすればいいじゃんとか、環境はすっごい違うから気にしなきゃいけないことは全然違うから。それは分かってほしいです。以上です。で、あと一旦英語で説明したんですけど、最近のなんか IRL 配信者も日本では結構減ってきて、でその中にも男性の IRL 配信者も特に減っていて、特に外国人男性IRL 配信者は非常に少ないです。少ないというか結構1人2人ぐらいしか知らないですであんまり説明にはしないんですけど、細かく説明はしないんですけど、でもそういう理由は全然ありますので、僕みたいな人はこのカテゴリーには俺の一番はないです。俺のためというか、もう俺のいる場所ではないなって思います。I'm gonna publish this VOD, yes. But that was my third point. So we're getting to the more impactful reasonings, right? So these are my top 2 impactful reasonings. Most impactful reason number 2 is because of my condition. So if you guys don't know, I am diagnosed with ADHD and autism. And surrounding that, and because of that, there is I have a lot of anxiety, depression, all that stuff as well. I'm doing a lot better recently, of course, if you guys have noticed. But and I am very aware that there are other neurodivergent IRL streamers. Don't like I get it, right? But something that I have noticed that has caused a lot of issues is with my anxiety and how I act when I have that anxiety and my nervousness, and the autism is I act really awkward, don't I? Right? And I've gotten this feedback many times before, either off stream and during the stream as well, like in chat. Like when I meet an IRL streamer for the first time, or another maybe even a big IRL streamer for the first time, every now and then, after our conversation together, I would see somebody in chat say, "That was really hard to watch." Right? But here's the thing, I get it. Because when I'm nervous, it's my autism goes, I'm not talking about gamer autism, actual autism. My autism actually gets cranked up by an insane amount. Right? And this has caused a lot of discomfort to other people, and not just chat, but also other streamers. And this is not because I want to. Right? And I also don't really want to get into all the incidents, the big Narzake gates, the big drama things that has happened like in the past, and you guys know what they are anyway. Well, not all of you guys, but like there has been like really bad incidences caused by me and whatnot like in the past, and I don't want to really get into it, but it goes to show that I just like the way I act and stuff has caused a lot of discomfort to other people, and I don't want to keep doing that. I recognize it's a me thing, and I know I recognize that it's an action thing, and as long as I say things this way, then it will be fine. As long as, you know, it's just the way you say things, Narzik, which I get a lot. It's just the way you say things. It's just like, well, the way I say things is because of something I have really, really, really difficulty in controlling. And like I said earlier, like, yeah, this was reason number 2. My medication is not the reason. My medication is trying to help me. If you guys, this is Concerta. This is the good shit, right? This is a medical condition, and I have been doing my best to not have this happen. One symptom of ADHD is the lack of regulation of emotions. So this has happened many times in the past, right? For streams and our streams. And unfortunately, to people who don't really understand the condition very well, they kind of take it as like a form of immaturity. But there is a lot of overlap between immaturity and, you know, the symptoms of ADHD, because how ADHD works is your prefrontal cortex is underdeveloped, and it develops slower than everybody else. So it's a lot more difficult to do a lot of things, which also like control emotion and control how you act. And it's been it has been insanely difficult, and to you guys it might not be that hard, but it leaves me really exhausted in the end of the day. The whole masking. And it becomes even worse when the thing that's hurting me is also hurting other people as well. If it weren't for IRO, I wouldn't have gone to my psychiatrist that I go to, because I wanted to actively do something about this, because I don't want to keep being a nuisance to other people just from talking. There has never been a single time that I wanted to make somebody feel uncomfortable. Never a single time, and yet I still do it every single time. I'm still gonna publish this even. So yeah, this became a very impactful reason. That's why I can't do this anymore. I've tried really hard to fix myself, and it hasn't worked, so it's kind of... I know this is really weird, but it's a really good example. But it's like, you guys watch Captain America Civil War. You know, Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, when he gets he's a sleeper agent, right? So in order for him to not hurt other people anymore, he puts himself under ice until he can figure out how to fix himself. That's exactly how I feel right now. It's just until I can figure out how to fix myself, I'm not gonna do IRL anymore. But yeah, for now, just the best way to kind of like not bother other people is just to stay in my home. So yeah,日本語で説明すると言うと、まああんまりちょっとね、精神学とかについてはあんまり日本語で話すとちょっと不安だからちょっと短くしますが、俺は ADHD とオーティズムってなんだっけ、なんとか障害だな。自閉症、そうだね、自閉症。俺は ADHD と自閉症で診断 しています。で、通院をしています。月に1回ぐらい。で、ちょっと説明してもあんまり分かってもらおうかちょっと不安だからあんまり説明しないけど、でもこれのせいでIRL 配信中にちょっと他人とかに迷惑をかけたり不安させたりとかする件がたくさんありまして、でそれの解決するにはちょっともうあまり外で配信しないようにします。あんまり過去の事件とかも説明もしないけどたくさんあったから本当に申し訳ありません。今まで一回も不安させる気はないのに毎回させているからこれしかないです。There are like people around me, so it's like kind of also kind of awkward, but yeah. But my number one reason that I'm quitting IRL the number one reason, I don't want to hear any arguments or anything about any of the past and current reasons and everything as well, because they're all reasons, right? Just because you have an argument about one part of my explanation versus another, just remember there's everything else as well. But especially this one, the number one reason why I'm leaving IRL category is the money. That's it. I mean, I don't think I really have to explain too much. The number the number one most impactful reason, number one, point that has led me to this decision is money. Money. As you guys already know, I lose more money than I make money on Twitch, right? Which is fine and everything, because this is a hobby. It's not a job to me, it's a hobby. I do get donations every now and then. I don't get as many. I don't monetize as much as any other streamer, as much as other streamers. This is also on me for not monetizing and everything, right? But then when it comes to I'm still recovering from the last TwitchCon. By the way, I'm still recovering. I'm still recovering from Singapore. I'm still recovering from Singapore, Malaysia, and TwitchCon. Right? It didn't really help that having those back to back, was a thing. But then for example, when I went to Malaysia, just from not turning on my computer, I had to dish out like 60 pounds just so I can use like a cloud OBS, right? And I was just only using it for like a few days too. And whenever I go back to California, I always have to pay $50 for a SIM card, for one SIM card, right? And I use it like once. And then even in Japan, whenever we go out, we're very obligated to eat food, at some, it has to be something interesting or whatever, right? It can't just be like tachi soba or something. It can't just be like some random. It could be, but then it's not good for streaming because it could be cramped. But it's besides the point. But I mean, it is the point actually. But then eating on a budget and stuff cannot happen on an IRL stream, right? And also these drinks, Oktoberfest is 1,500 yen for a craft beer, right? It's just money. On one IRL stream, I can easily spend $100. So the number one reason I can't do this anymore. I'm still recovering from Singapore. I'm still recovering from Malaysia and TwitchCon. And if I keep this up, I'm never gonna. And also, the Trump administration is making me continue my student loan payments as well. So now I have to focus on student loan payments. And if I'm gonna be putting the money anywhere, I also buy video games myself, right? Because I'm a gamer. Like I said, this goes back to point number 5, but I'm still a gamer. So other IRL streamers, they're not so much gamers, so they don't really buy games. In fact, very often they have games bought for them because there are viewers that want them to play a certain game. No, I want to play games, so I pay for the game, right? I buy the game. And of course, you guys have given me games and stuff in the past, but that's besides the point. I'm not only am I paying for IRL stuff, I'm also paying for video games that I'm playing off stream anyways, right? So it's just there's a double whammy of content and payments that I'm making and expenses. That is not, yeah. This shit costs $150. That thing costs $2,000. So it's Look, other IRL streamers can afford it. I can't. Okay. And I talked about this just very recently in another person's stream as well. But now, the renewal fees for visas in Japan, this connects to the politics and stuff. But they're increasing visa renewal fees as well as permanent residency application fees here in Japan by a fuck ton, by a lot. Time. And I do agree that yes, it was pretty cheap at first, so there should be it should be increased, the price should be increased in order to make up for a different a lot of logistics and stuff, especially having to wait 5 hours at the immigration bureau, stuff like that, right? I agree with paying more for the processing and all that, but 30 times as much is a little bit too much, at once. Going from 10,000 to 300,000 is a little much. Right, so like that connects to my private life, that connects, you know, and like once again, I was unemployed for like 7 months, like a year ago and stuff, right? So that had a huge impact. And I tried monetizing off of the stream, and it barely works because IRL is just so expensive. And you know, I can't do this, and I've tried trying to somehow get some financial support through the stream, but we're just not getting enough. And I'm not saying it's your guys' fault or anything. It's also on me for not monetizing as much. But then I thought, well, I gotta get more than like 20 viewers first in order for me to monetize. I can't really monetize off of low amount of viewers. Does that make any sense? Like, let's try to get to 70 and then we monetize. That was my mindset for like the longest time. Because like, what's the point of monetizing just very few like people? You know what I'm saying? In the end, it really does depend if you have an oiler and all that stuff. Like, yeah. And I'm sorry that I'm talking about viewers in a very like numbers kind of way, but as streamers, we have to think this way. You know. But the nail in the coffin as to why I can't do this anymore is the money, guys. And I'm sure you guys can understand that. I can't. I've been self-sustaining this. I've been, you know, doing child support. You know, I've been self-sustaining the stream out of pocket, you know. But I need to now put the money on like myself, and I can continue streaming. I'm not quitting streaming. I can just continue streaming, but just put the money on like other things like video games and like stuff that we can use in the house, as well as cooking and stuff as well. But yeah, and I'm gonna explain this in Japanese because I know not only do I have Japanese viewers but also Japanese streamer friends as well. So I'm gonna explain this in Japanese. 最後の点でこれは一番インパクト、一番影響となった理由ですけど、お金です。本当に今まで説明してきた理由の中でも一番大事な理由はお金です。毎回の IRL 配信でマイナスにしています。で、別に仕事としてやっているんじゃないし、あと趣味だから別に自分で仕事で稼げたお金でこの趣味をなんか支えているんですけれども、もう無理です。で最近政治的ななんか話とかも一旦もちょっとつながるけど更新料とかも結構倍増もなるし、なんかちょっと俺の将来は結構不安だから、なんか経済的にはさらに不安ですしてで結局俺はゲームだからこそIRL 配信のコストと個人的ななんかゲーマーとしてのなんかコストとかも含めて両方とも生きているからちょっと難しいです。でなんか例えばですけど他の IRL 配信者ってあんまりそこまではゲームを買わないじゃん。だいたいゲームを買ってもらうんですよ。だからなぜかというとそういうリスナーがなんかそれをやってほしいからです。で結局俺はなんか結構やってほしいがられてるんじゃなくて、俺自体はそういうゲームをやりたいから自分からなんかそのゲームを買っていますので、なんかコストが IRL のコストとゲームのコストが倍になってるんですよ。だからどちらかっていうとを決めるんだったらちょっとゲーマーだからこそゲームです。だからちょっと IRL を支えられる金額はもうないです。で何でしたっけ去年のシンガポール旅行、シンガポールマレーシアと TwitchCon の配信から財布は全然回復していないです。 今も全然です。あとアメリカにあるなんか奨学金、大学で重なった奨学金もうなんか今からじゃなくてなんか前からもう払っているから全然、あと円安とかもあるから無理です。これ一番大事、インパクト影響となった理由です。お金ですので理解をしていただきます。Alright, so yeah, I think that's it, guys. That was my whole explanation. I'm gonna leave it now just mainly in English because yeah, it's just really the most important part was the explanations on all the reasonings. Also bonus explanation, although this is whether you think camping streams also fall under IRL or not, but I think every now and then I still want to do camping streams. Right. So other than camping streams, I'm quitting IRL. But camping, I do want to keep. I don't really do camping streams that very often anyways. But at the end, it's just really as often, like, I can only do camping streams as often as I can money-wise as well. But then the reason why like I'm totally fine with doing camping is because one, is kind of like my thing. And I want to keep it being my thing. And also two, it's just like, I am already kind of keeping to myself there. I don't have to bother any other people despite the fact I'm outside, you know, like we're still isolated and all that. And also, not gonna lie, I've already bought so much of the shit, you know, that like it kind of feels like a waste if I just don't keep camping. So yeah, I think I think I'll still do camping, but like any other IRL stream, I'm not gonna do anymore. Yeah, maybe if the environment here in Japan gets better, then I'll consider going back to IRL. But I've had people tell me, well, you gotta do your own thing. I'm getting so sick of hearing that. You gotta do your own thing, and then you just gotta make your own path. You know, don't worry about what anybody else thinks. But here's the thing: as streamers, we kind of do if we want people to watch us. You know, I can't fight against the viewer pool. I have to work with it, and I can't work it with it if, you know, it doesn't work with me. I'm not what they're looking for. Currently the Japan IRL viewing IRL category pool in Twitch, right? Not Kick, but in Twitch is Japanese streamer and more so Japanese female streamer. And look, I'm not here complaining, okay? I am understanding. I am accepting. Like, this is how it is. I can't do anything to change it. I'm not asking anybody to change it. I am reacting to the reality of things. Okay, it's the reality. It's not an argument. It's not a, I'm not being whiny about it. It's not, me kind of like screaming to the world to change things and me complaining. I see what is in front of me. I understand what's happening. Okay. I'll work with that. And this is exactly how I'm going to do that. It's just leaving it to you guys. So yeah, I'm gonna on my phone. I'm gonna start the Q&A now, and I'll answer questions and leave the stream going until we're done with. Oh yeah, and one more announcement. So, and I haven't really answered the question. What do we do now, right? So yes, so we'll go back to games. We'll go back to video games. We're gonna take care of that backlog, and then we'll do some cooking streams every now and then, right? And then camping, right? So camping, cooking, and gaming, and probably mainly gaming, right? And also, it goes without saying, this is probably gonna kill off my partner push, and I think that is what's gonna happen. So I am done with the partner push. Although, of course, if you're a streamer watching me, I would very much appreciate if you still rated me. If I become partner, I'll just, like, in order to become partner, it's just gonna have to happen, right? Especially with like this big change, and like the only reason why I've gotten so much support and so much and like viewership and all that was because of IRL. And now that that's gone, I don't like. I'm realistic. I'm being realistic. I'm ripping the Band-Aid off. It's not. I don't think it's gonna happen anymore. With that being said, our next stream is actually gonna be tonight. Our next stream is gonna be a Destiny 2 stream. So we are actually gonna do a bit of a collaboration stream tonight from 9 p.m. Japan time. And we're going to be doing the Desert Perpetual raid. It's the latest raid that has been released by Destiny 2. And I have not done it yet. So I'm going to go in semi-blind, and there's going to be 4 other people blind as well, and 1 person that knows exactly how to do the raid. Right? So I'm going to share it on Discord just a bit. It's going to be all in Japanese. Oh, so that's another thing about the raid, or the stream tonight. The stream tonight is going to be mainly in Japanese. So there are 5 other Japanese-speaking streamers. 4 of them are Japanese. 1 of them, I believe, is a foreigner, but like me. But then we're gonna be mainly doing our stream in Japanese. So yeah, I'm gonna be changing the language setting to Japanese and everything. So I would very much appreciate if you guys can still watch. But like, if you guys are gonna unfollow me because I'm no longer an IRL streamer, or if you guys do not want to watch my non-IRL streams, I understand. Okay, you guys have every power to enjoy streams every way you want and see fit, and I am working with that as best as I can. I do know that at least my core community will watch anything that I do. At least most of you guys. But I recognize if like many of you guys who are like purely IRL stream watchers and you guys are not going to watch me anymore, I understand. I have accepted that. But I really do appreciate for you guys watching me all the way up to this moment, and I wish you well in your life. But yeah, tonight's stream is definitely probably going to be the ultimate partner push killer, because not only is it going to be a Destiny 2 stream, which is the ultimate like viewership killer, but also it's going to be mainly in Japanese, and most of the people who follow me do not speak Japanese. So yeah. But it goes without saying, if we're not going to do IRL, until we find a way to not need IRL to become partner, then so be it. But then at this point, the one potential way for me to become partner was to really go neck deep into IRL. But that's not going to happen. So yeah. So we're going to have to find other ways if we're going to find another way. But for now, we're going to do a hard reset. A very gamer terminology, which I would like to use more gamer terminologies. I can't use gamer terminologies so much in the IRL community, so yeah. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and go and catch up on chat, especially with the questions. So, yeah, I've been taking a glance at chat every now and then, but then I'm gonna look through ever since I started the explanation. All right. To be honest, our content is mostly for cute Japanese e-girl streamers. Yes. And that's not... I don't want to say that as a problem. It's just, if that's the way it is, then that's the way it is. And I'm just going to have to accept that. And we're just going to have to accept that until things change. Because I'm not going to be the one that should change anymore. I'm scared of girls. I'm here for this guy on my screen. Yeah, Fabled. I know you've been here with me, and I of course love your streams and stuff. No matter what I do, and I really appreciate that, my friend. And I'll see you on the 9th, Fabled. Just become Japanese, then I know numbers. Some Japanese people think I'm foreigner. I know. I was like, are you going to publish? Yes, I am. Even after crying, yes, I am. I'm gonna go back to Lark, but we would all collab with you doing just chatting or video game content. We love you. We have your back. We believe in you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You don't need IRL. You are the IRL. Yeah. I just really don't. Yeah. I wish that I tried really hard trying to be my own IRL kind of bubble. But if I am my own IRL bubble, nobody's there with me. And I really don't see myself in the IRL category here in Japan anymore. So, yeah. Yo, what happened? I'm not gonna explain for another hour and a half. Hey, Snooze, what's going on? Don't be sad, bro. I'd give you a hug and comfort you to help you feel better, but I'm too far away. It's okay, dude. I heard you're leaving it, yeah. No, I'm kidding. I push. I heard about that too. I don't know what you're talking about, but not everyone will be successful in streaming. It's about luck and timing. Sometimes most streamers are broke, to be honest. Yeah, I swear this would definitely been a different story if I started doing IRL a year earlier. 2022 was like peak timing, but I missed it by like a hair, and now, yeah, it's definitely, yeah, I 100% agree. And I didn't have it, so yeah, I have to kind of like rip the band-aid. You have 2,000 USD camping tent. I definitely don't monetize on the stream enough to be able to afford that, so yeah. Just be yourself. Hey, well, here's the thing. The reason why I've been doing IRL so much, despite the fact, because here's the thing, all these reasons I've like laid out to you guys have been my reality ever since I started doing IRL, you know? Some things got worse in the past year or so, sure, right? But then this has been a reality for me the entire time. But then the reason why I've been still doing it after these 3 years is because I love doing IRL. I love IRL. I absolutely love. I think IRL is one of, if not the best category in all of Twitch. I love IRL. I still love IRL to this day. I have no hate or whatever against IRL. I love IRL so much. I love doing IRL so much. Which is why it hurts, you know, that I have to kind of like cut myself off. But that's why but lately it's just like the burnout and everything. Right, there's just so many times I can just go, like, I can just like run out of ideas and go to the hub. You know, get a Long Island iced tea and then just call it a day and act like, you know, we did something. You know, there's just so many times I can do that. There's so many times we can get kicked out of, like, you know, restaurants and stuff. And there's so many times I go to a festival and get really disappointed because, like, nothing's happening. So many times, and that's been happening a lot lately and stuff as well. So it's like, oh, well, that was my idea the entire time. Okay. And then it's just like, well, what now? You know, it's just, yeah. But the reason why I love doing IRL is because it's just so different from everything else. Where like especially compared to like YouTube and movies and shows and stuff, is like IRL is exactly what it is. It's IRL. You can't fake that shit. There's a lot of fake ass hoes, but you can't really fake what you're streaming when you're doing IRL. Right? And YouTube and TikTok and all that stuff, there's so many filters and edits and like cherry picking and all that stuff. But when you see something happen in IRL, that's the reality of things. So that's especially something that I've wanted to like do, especially in Japan, is because in Japan, like when you watch the YouTube videos and the TikToks and stuff, you see a very, very, very curated version of it. Right? In IRL, you don't. And that's what I love sharing to the world. The good and bad, by the way. Like Chiba. You know? Like Chiba. Or like this. You know? And there's so many things that I can show you guys. Right? And it's the genuinity and the reality and the real Japan, I would say, anyway. It's the most beautiful thing and the most disgusting thing, you know, that I really am so proud of sharing to the world. But something I also realized that's not what people want to see. People want to see the panty vending machines. People want to see the, you know, the matcha lattes. People want to see the anime and the high school girls, weirdly, and this or that, and the footsteps that generate electricity. You know, people want to see that. People don't want to see the stuff that I want to show. You know, so it's been exhausting. What if captions will be enabled? Don't let this change stop you from going outside and just enjoying the grass. Numbers, well, that's the thing. So a lot of, like, that was reason number 4. But in like my private life, my private life has been amping up. And what I mean is, like, I have a lot of friends and stuff in my private life that I can just hang out with. You know, it's like I don't have to go to Oktoberfest with the stream. I can go with my friends. I don't have to, you know, and that's why, like, doing an IRL stream actually has made me a lot more lonely. Especially with like the anxiety and my mental condition and all, like, you know, my medical condition and all that has made me even lonelier. But then, like, despite all that, I have friends. You know, the last IRL stream I did, I cut it short because I was going out to hang out with my friend. You know, like, oh no, my private life is getting in my way of doing IRL streaming. You know what I mean? Like, look, Arna, you know, also a great example is just like, you know, we didn't have to do an IRL stream for us to go to Nokogiri-yama, to go to, like, the mountains and, like, you know, and to this and this and that. And of course, it's just, it was better as an IRL streamer for me to do that. But we don't have to, right? I don't have to anymore. I really don't. Like, I'm having a more solid private life, you know. And I didn't want to mention this. I don't want to get into this a little too much, but, like, you guys have noticed, like, me and the thirst and all that, trying to, like, you know, girlfriend this, girlfriend that, ex-girlfriend this. But I do want more time to myself so that I can actually start and go out, touch grass, and, like, meet people, and, like, go on dates and stuff. Because, like, you know, saving things for an IRL stream doesn't, like, yeah, it's not very helpful. So yeah. I really enjoyed your IRL streams, but totally understand. I'm glad that I found your stream from John. Yeah. Shout out to John as well, of course. But John and other streamers, John, VV, Snooze in chat, Autophone chat, Wheeler. I've made so many good streamer friends through IRL, and this has nothing, and me wanting to leave has nothing to do with how they have treated me. Of course, these are, like, really good people, like all my IRL streamer friends. You know, really great people. You know, it has nothing. It's like, you know, especially even with, like, the whole anxiety part, it's like, it's not their fault, or, I mean, not any specific person's fault or whatever. It's just like, this is a struggle that I have with myself and stuff, right? So yeah, they have to figure out. So yeah. So yeah, but good news, we're not quitting streaming entirely, right? But yeah, I think our chapter in IRL is done, guys. But a lot has happened in these past three years. I'm so glad that I made the friends along the real IRLs, the friends we met along the way. But it's just like being able to hang out with my IRL streamer friends, like off stream and stuff. Like, you know, that happened recently with, like, John, VB, Ellis, and all. Well, Ellis yeah, whatever. But you know, being able to know that I can just hang out with these friends, like without having to do an IRL stream, it's great. You know, that way, like whatever IRL, and also like this is also a message to any other IRL streamer. If you want to do a collab with me in your IRL stream, I'm totally okay with that too. That's fine. It's just I can't set up anything on my end. It's like it's not gonna be my plan or anything. But if you're coming from outside of Japan and you're coming to Japan and you want to do an IRL stream and have me in it, perfectly okay with that. Just so you guys know. And since I'm still gonna do camping streams, of course, let me know if anybody wants to do a camping stream with me. Yeah, but like we can focus more on just hanging out as friends and stuff. It doesn't have to be an IRL stream with me, so yeah. But if you want it to be an IRL stream, that's perfectly fine too. But I'm not gonna be streaming myself, so yeah. Okay. So yeah, like I'm glad. Like this is exactly how like this is like exact same kind of like feelings like how I felt about like not going to TwitchCon anymore. Which, by the way, that's probably not gonna happen, right? Like, or we're probably not gonna go to TwitchCon, right? But same feeling I had about going to TwitchCon, because like TwitchCon is just like the reason why I kind of decided like to like pretty much not go anymore. Is that like I did what I set out there to do already. I made the connections, I networked, I made friends, I met people, and I don't need TwitchCon anymore to see my friends, because they always end up coming to Japan anyways, right? So yeah, and that's exactly how I feel about IRL streaming. I don't have to keep doing IRL streams anymore to kind of like connect with these friends. Like we're friends. So yeah. So I'm satisfied. Gotta do what's best for you. There's more to life than stream. Of course. Yeah. But sure, IRL streaming has taken over a lot of my life, right? And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but it has. And I was going through it in a very like hardworking kind of like, you know, hardworking kind of like mindset. It's like, yeah, let's just grind. It'll end up happening eventually, right? And it's just the thing is like, no matter how much you grind, sometimes a lot of it has to do with luck, the environment, and timing, and all that. And me nerfing myself, you know, by being like a foreign male IRL streamer in Japan, you know, I can only ikigai so much, you know. I can only gambaru so much. Cool shirt, thank you. Yeah. And there are limits to things, and there are just things that I can do, and there are just things that I yeah, cannot change. And I'm sure we can all accept that. But yeah. But yeah, we talk a little bit more. I think I'm gonna cut myself off. What time is it? It's maybe like 2:15 Japan time. Maybe like 20 or so more minutes. I will be streaming again, but it will be mainly a Japanese stream. I'll be streaming again from 9 p.m. Japan. Maybe 8 p.m. so I can prepare. I don't know. But it will be mainly a Japanese stream, and it will be on Destiny 2. So I know I will get like, I don't know, 2 viewers. But I think that will be the official partner push killing stream. So yeah. Once again, opening up to Q&A. If anybody has any questions in the next like 20 minutes. But I did explain pretty much everything. So yeah. Ugh. If not, we can always just enjoy. Oh, sorry. If not, we can always just enjoy. When's the next cooking stream? Good question. I want to do another seafood boil, because I've been seeing people discovering seafood boils. So it's either seafood boils or maybe I can make some chicken wangs, but I'm definitely craving a little bit of some spice for sure. But we'll see. Seafood boil is so good, dude. So good. Yeah. I was thinking, what was it? Tomorrow, yeah, Arna, the bird sanctuary. I was thinking about doing the bird sanctuary tomorrow, and have it be like my last IRL stream, because it's also 6/7. But I'm hanging out with friends. Yeah, I'm hanging out with friends. We're gonna play board games, so yeah. See, it's stuff like that where yeah, I'm quitting IRL. I'm still gonna be camping, and that's only gonna happen like once every so often. But yeah, I'm quitting IRL. And there are places that do seafood boils in Japan. There's a place called Dancing Crab, and the funny thing is they don't even have crawfish, even though crawfish, there's a lot of crawfish in this country. But Japan doesn't really think of crawfish as a food. They see it as bait for fishing. But Chinese people definitely see it as food. So, well, yeah, for some weird reason, Japanese people haven't really picked up crawfish as a thing to eat. Weirdos. Speaking of wangs, the KFC here is now selling Nashville chicken. I haven't really been that big of a fan of Nashville chicken. Maybe I haven't had a good one yet. I mean, because Howlin' Ray's over in LA, I think is fairly authentic. And I'm not saying that Howlin' Ray's is not good. It's just, but then again, it's also my fault for always getting the like really hot shit. But like I don't know, other Nashville chicken I've had before. Not like my favorite. It's good, but it's not like my favorite. 6/7. Better take you there next year. Yeah, we'll organize a bit more this time around. Heard some of it for the past 45 minutes I'm here. At the end of the day, you do what's best for you. Hope to meet you. If you've been here for the past 45 minutes, you got the most important parts though. Money, my mental health condition. Hope you meet me one day when you're in Japan. Hey man, yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, we couldn't see each other in Singapore, but yeah, once you come to Japan, like, hit me up, dude. And like I mentioned earlier, although I'm quitting IRL, if you want me to be in your IRL stream, I'm open for that as well. It's just I won't be streaming myself. That's it. But like if there's an IRL streamer, like this goes to any IRL streamer. If there's an IRL streamer that wants to hit me up and be a part of their IRL stream for whatever reason, I'm totally down for that. But I'm not gonna be streaming myself. That's the exception. Yeah, crawfish or bottom feeder is a lot of work for very little. I still love them. Yeah, but they eat shrimp here. You know, I'm going to miss these by the Bay. Yeah, exactly. This is why I decided to come here. Bob is definitely has very much noticed that, right? But this is why I kind of chose, like, Ocean Road Coffee closing down has definitely also hurt my IRL content by a lot, you know, because that was a very, very solid way of starting off a stream. It was very good. If you guys don't know what it is, it was a cafe that was running nearby, but my friend who was the owner, he had to close it for personal reasons, so yeah. No, he was successful, by the way, with that cafe as well. Very hardworking. It was fucking delicious and everything as well. Very good Australian style coffee and as well. But yes, ever since that closed, it's been a very, very missing part of our IRL content. Fortunately, we didn't meet in Singapore. Yeah, damn brother, sad to hear, but whatever you have to do to take care of yourself. Yeah. But also, I mean, I feel this way with the stream as well. Like, it's not just taking care of myself, but taking care, like, I do this very much, not just to take care of myself, but other people as well. That way I don't bother other people, as well as kind of like not, how do I say, lead you guys on anymore. I kind of just like, yeah, I wanted to kind of like really rip the Band-Aid I don't want to lead you guys on thinking that like, oh yeah, the IRL stream's just gonna pop off, guys. It's just like, yeah. Maybe one day when the IRL like industry here in Japan kind of like changes, then perhaps we can go back into it. But like in the near future, I'm not seeing it. So yeah, and that's a really big maybe. Hey Dave, I'm quitting IRL. Because I'm gonna be a gacha gamer. No, I'm kidding. No. Why would I give up IRL for gacha games? Okay. No. It's about time. It really seems like streamer success is 90% luck. A lot of it is, isn't it? A lot of it is. But it's also the chances of the luck definitely diminishes, or like definitely becomes smaller and smaller with other aspects, right? Like being a foreign male IRL streamer in Japan definitely kind of lowers the odds of you getting lucky, if that makes any sense. But here, like, another good news is like the time that I don't do IRL stream anymore, we can also focus on maybe like short form content finally. Even though like I've been filming and stuff, but I haven't been making too much of it. But like all the like, you know, cute cool stuff that I want to do in IRL, I can kind of like, I can shift that kind of desire into turning it into like a short form or something like that. I don't know how I would feel about like YouTube vlogging though, but yeah. Yeah. Like we still have the microphone, we still have the camera, still have the tripod or the selfie stick. You know, we can use it for other things, right? I feel considering how like exposure through short form is a lot better than Twitch, right? I think, you know, we can tap into a whole different type of audience. So TikTok videos, I'll support it. Yeah, I mean, TikTok sucks, but I mean, if I'm gonna be making Instagram reels, might as well just like upload the exact same thing onto, you know, TikTok as well, right? So yeah. Things in Japan that just make sense. Japan in 2050, yeah. Get a job at a maid cafe, just stream at the maid cafe. Yeah, I'll still be myself and all that, right? Like these heartfelt, you know, conversations we've had, like while looking out like here, and we still do that, just not in front of water anymore. We'll do it in my gaming chair. What you miss? I'm quitting IRL. Hey John, I'm not gonna explain. I had a one and a half hour explanation. I'm not gonna do the whole thing again. I'm gonna publish the VOD and everything. So yeah, I'm gonna have it up on YouTube and everything as well. So yeah, y'all y'all go over there. Yeah. Oh no, yeah. I'm still gonna be streaming, but I'm not gonna do IRL anymore. I'll do camping every now and then though. But yeah. Watch the VOD. I'm on YouTube now. IRL sucks. Well, the potential of IRL is so good and big, and there are so many things that I was planning on doing and love to do. So it's not that IRL itself as content sucks. It's just right now the people who are watching IRL on Twitch want something else, right? And I can't support that. So I don't know if that means IRL sucks. It's just the environment in IRL is just not, I don't see myself in it anymore. I don't see myself fitting in the IRL space at all. I tried brute forcing my way through it by doing my own thing, blah, blah, blah. And it's not working. And it's costing a lot of money. I can't do it anymore. Can't wait for the IRL next week when he changes his mind. Sure. I have been like tossing around, like experimenting with like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do like gaming streams only on YouTube, and then I'll do IRL only on Twitch. And then like I changed my mind after like 2 weeks or something. It was like, oh, actually I kind of want to I will stream Claire 33 on Twitch, and I'll stream all the other games that people don't want to watch on YouTube, and then all this and that. And I keep like changing around things that I've said that I would do. But I feel like the reason why things have never really worked is because I kept trying to sustain IRL. You know? And this partner push thing, like I started the partner push 3 months ago. And you might think, oh my God, he's only quitting after 3 months. It's like blah, blah, blah. It's like, it's not really quitting. It's more like I'm accepting the fact that if I'm not going to do IRL, this partner push thing is not going to be very sustainable, is it? Right? So it's like more of like accepting the reality kind of thing. More so than like, oh yeah, I'm giving up kind of thing. You know? It's like I can't, I'm going to be realistic. I can't do a partner push from home at the very moment. At the moment. Maybe we can find out a way, you know, farther down the future, but right now, no. No. Every time we're out, we always need to spend money. I've been struggling with that too, but still, like you said, we love IRL. Exactly. That's why the issues that I've expressed have always been there the entire time, ever since my very first IRL stream. The money, the anxiety, the content, the difficulty, you know. That has always been a thing ever since I started. And it's just like, but I've been able to like sustain and like kind of like support it and like kind of like make do by, yeah, like for example, using money out of my own pocket, like out of the money that I get from like working, right? And also like, you know, life coaching, aka like therapy, as well as you know, going to a psychiatrist and stuff like I don't know. I've been figuring out ways to like kind of like power through, but like yeah, the gas is running out, so it's like shoving a car through a wall. And eventually, yeah, maybe I'll be able to break through, but I'm running out of gas, you know. IRL is over. IRL is not over. IRL as we knew it is over, maybe. I don't think IRL is over. But the current IRL in Japan there's no place in it for me. Maybe when it changes in the future, maybe in like 5 years, I don't know. Maybe it'll change. Perhaps not, though. Because here's the thing, I've tried changing it myself and I can't. Not as a 20 viewer Andy, 30 viewer Andy, 50 viewer Andy, I can't. I don't have that type of power. If I was a bigger streamer, perhaps. But I tried figuring out myself, doing it myself, trying to power through, trying to gambaru. Try to use my ikigai to gambaru, but no. This is something I cannot do myself. In hindsight, is there anything you'd do differently? I wish I started earlier. I wish I started doing IRL a year earlier. That's what I would have done differently. Other than that, no, nothing. You should have put on frameless glasses and do street interviews in Shibuya. Dude, I am not as attractive as Cole, okay? We all know the reason why. And also, like, some of the things that they've talked about is fucking weird. But that's the thing people want to see, is the weird, so yeah. Why do you think so many IRL streams are on Kick now? I know what he should have done differently. I've heard so many people say that COVID was the golden ticket to start. Exactly. And 2022 was like kind of like the honeymoon after COVID. Well, it was still like half COVID in a way, right? A lot of people are still wearing masks and stuff, but 2022 was the honeymoon golden age after COVID, and that's when IRL was peaking in a way. And then the drama that had nothing to do with me happened, and that fallout kind of like created new drama that did involve me and stuff. And yeah. This is like some bullshit. I don't want to get into it. Some bullshit of like, hey, I'm friend with this person. Like, do you guys know that person? It's like, oh my god, that person, I don't like that person, so I don't like you. So it's like, what? And it's like, you know, like, yeah. Fucking high school bullshit. Streamers gonna be fickle with drama? Yeah, and the fuck am I supposed to do about it? You know? Fucking hell. It's like changing your attitude towards me just because like I have no idea what the fuck was wrong between you two is like petty ass. You know? Like not a single thing is communicated to me, and yet I'm the worst person in the world to these people. It's like the fuck. You know? I'm thinking of very, very specific people in my head, so don't, you know, yeah. Anyways. Alright, I'm about to wrap up. It's almost 2:15, as I said. Yeah, I'll be streaming in Japanese, Destiny 2. So I'm sure two of you guys will be watching me tonight. But I don't know, if you guys are watching me right now and you guys would like to continue supporting me, even if you don't really understand much of what's happening, I would very much appreciate if you guys stuck around as well. I'll do my best to interact with chat as much as I can, but of course we're going to be trying to go through a raid, so I won't be able to focus as much, but you guys are extremely welcome, of course. Please, 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 it'd be very nice if you guys still... honestly, if you guys wanted to show that what I'm doing is a good idea, please stop by. Right? If you guys want to support my decision and kind of support me and like me going through the struggle and like me going through my decision making and all that, I would really much appreciate if you guys stuck around and watched that for that stream as well. Okay. Also, I'll do my very best to not mention what we're talking about now, which is going to be kind of difficult, right? Because like guys, like these other streamers have no idea what I'm doing, right? Have no idea of like what I'm talking about today, right? In fact, 4 of these people have never met me. One of them like has known me for like longer than I've done IRL, so like Like they have no idea what's going on. So please don't like force like that. We're not gonna do shared chatting though, so I don't think it would be that much of an issue. So if you guys just leave it in my chat, that'll be fine. But just note that the other streamers, they have no idea what's going on right here. I'm just there doing a raid with them. They have no idea what's going on. So let's not try to like leak it over to their streams and stuff, okay? So yeah. At least you learn who your friends are, and that is something I definitely did learn since I started doing IRL. Yeah. Is he still joking? I never was. All right, we're not rating anybody because it's a little bit of a somber kind of stream. So it would be kind of weird to rate somebody. So yeah. But if you guys are not gonna watch me anymore because I'm not gonna do IRL, it's been a pleasure. But I would appreciate it if you kind of like looked over that, broke past that, and realized that I am not just an IRL streamer. I am a person that has his own personality and knowledge and wisdom that I can share whether there's an IRL stream or not. But yeah. 62? Do I have to be dramatic every single stream for you guys to watch? Okay. Anyways, guys, yeah, that's it for me. To my IRL streamer friends, I look forward to hanging out with you guys again. Okay? But thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Bye. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for listening to me this entire time. Might be the last time we say this, so yeah. I love IRL, but sometimes when you love something, you gotta let go. But yeah, we also camp. Camp, game, cook. All right. I'll see you guys for those streams as well. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. I can feel the support. I really do. Bye, guys.
And Mandarin and English are such distant languages from very, very distinct histories. I can completely understand what is going on. It is amazing. Wow.